YouTube! Thanks for stopping by my channel. My name is Shiloh and you can find me on Instagram as @Xstitchmd and on Ravelry as Dr. Shiloh. I'm a cross stitcher and knitter living in Nova Scotia, Canada, and I'm really happy that you stopped by for a visit today. I have lots of things to talk about because I've been doing a lot of stitching and a lot of knitting, so let's just jump right in. First of all, I have two framed pieces back that I got back from Michael's this past week, and I'm so happy with how they turned out. So let's start with the first one. This is Swedish Folk Cushion by Modern Folk Embroidery. And I stitched this on a 25 count linen with 3 strands of DMC ecru. And I'm so happy with how this turned out. This frame, I saw it as soon as I walked into the frame shop and I was like, yep, this is the one. So it literally took about 5 seconds to pick out. But yeah, I'm so happy with how this turned out. It's so pretty. And yeah, I'm basically completely obsessed with this frame. And they just stretch it so nicely. They did such a good job. Love it. So that's my Swedish Folk Cushion by Modern Folk Embroidery. All right, I could just stare at it for hours, but let's move on to the other one. The next one I have is Sampler aux Fleurs, or the Flower Sampler by Jardin Privé. And this pattern I stitched with DMC 632, 2 strands over 2 on 36 count marbled little bunny linen by XJU Design. And you can find her fabric on Etsy. It is lovely. So this frame is a white with kind of like a darker brown, I don't know, distressing on it. And it was really hard to pick out a frame for this one because I originally I wanted a dark frame, but when I put the dark frame on, it just did not look right. And so we tried probably like 15 different frames before we found this one, and I was like, yep, that's the one. So there is my framed Sampler aux Fleurs, and I am so happy with this as well. As you can see, a lot of my decor in my apartment is like light. Most of my furniture is white, and then my couch is gray, so the lighter frames just really goes well with kind of my vibe. So I'm so happy with both of these. I got these both framed at my local Michael's. I got these both framed at my local Michael's, and they do a really great job. They know me there because I get that stuff framed all the time, and they do a really excellent job. So I would highly recommend checking out your local Michael's for framing. Just make sure the framer knows how to frame cross stitch and they've done it before. There's like a special way that they mount them. They basically like pin it. It's called like the stitchy mount. So make sure that they know to do that, and I've had no problems. I've gotten my stuff framed at a few different Michael's and they've always done a great job. So a little plug for Michael's there. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is the start of my new Stitchalong. I am so excited about this. So this pattern is the Winter Wonderland pattern by Stickmuster, and it is available both on their website as a paper pattern or as a virtual pattern on the Silk Stitching app. This app is for iOS, so Apple devices only, but I highly recommend it. It's awesome. And just this week, they added a new feature where you can now highlight your stitches, and it will also count how many stitches you've completed to tell you how far you've progressed. So kind of similar to Pattern Keeper in that way. Super exciting. So yeah, I'm really excited to get started on mine. So I've picked out my fabric. I went back and forth on my fabric choices like 5 times, but I finally decided I'm gonna go with 36 count flax linen by Zweigart. And I got this linen as my fabric of the month from Traditional Stitches in Calgary, Alberta. And I have my floss. I'm going with DMC floss, and it calls for DMC 3865. My Michael's was all out of them, so I got blanc or white, and I think it's gonna be fine. I paired it with the colors, and I think it should be fine. You need 4 skeins, 2 skeins of DMC 816, and 1 skein of DMC 814. So there is my floss with the fabric. I think it's gonna look fabulous, and right after this video, I'm gonna start stitching on it. Several of you have already tagged me in your new starts, and they are looking fantastic. So if you want to join along, use the hashtag WinterWonderlandSAL, and I'd love to see your progress. I've seen a couple people do it on completely different colors of fabric. Some people are using the called for silk. Some people are using sulky, Vicky Clayton silk. So there's all different ways you can join in, and I'm really excited. My goal is to finish this before Christmas. Might be a lofty goal. It is a lofty goal, but we shall see. That's what I'm hoping for. Definitely won't be framed in time for Christmas, but then I can just display it for next year, or I can just display it year round because it's a beautiful chart. We shall see. Okay, so let's move on to what I've been working on. So I'll start off with 2 knitting finishes that I've had. I actually finished 2 socks for separate pairs. So the first sock I finished was the second of my mood ring socks. So this yarn is by Knit Picks, and it is in the base Stroll, which is this really soft merino wool nylon blend yarn. And the colorway is called Mood Ring. And this came as 2 50-gram balls, and you're supposed to knit 1 sock from each ball. And Rocio, Kokohama Stitchery, had an awesome idea of knitting 1 ball or 1 sock from the inside out and 1 from the outside in. So basically, I have 2 semi-coordinating socks, which I am very happy with. So the legs are completely different colors, but the feet are the same color, just reversed. And so when I'm wearing these, you can't even really tell that they're that different. I'm really happy with how these turned out. I just used a basic vanilla sock pattern, 1x1 rib for the cuff, and a slip stitch gusset heel, and a Kitchener stitch toe. So that is my pair of socks. I love them. All right, the next sock I started and finished since last time, and this is the pattern Hermione's Everyday Sock by Dreams and Fibers, and it's a free pattern you can get a download from Ravelry. And this was a super fun pattern. It's alternating knits and pearls. You have this cool little pearl bump. It's 1x1 rib for the cuff, a slip stitch, well, it's actually called Eye of Partridge heel, and a Kitchener toe. This yarn was so much fun to knit with. This is Knit Picks Hawthorn yarn in the open mic colorway, which was a limited edition. I don't know if it's still available or not. But it was so fun with like the really random orange speckles, and I love how the green and yellow started to stripe. So here it was kind of just pooling, but as soon as I started doing the pattern, it started striping, and I just love it. Like you can really see it in the heel, a little stripe, and then definitely on the stockinette portion of the foot. So yeah, that's 1 sock done, and probably I'm not going to cast on the match to this yet because I want to start a different sock yarn, but we'll see. This was just super fun to knit, and it knit up really quickly, so I highly recommend it. So that's Hermione's Everyday Sock. Okay, let's go back to stitching. So I've worked on a few different pieces since my last video. I'll start with, I don't know, I'll just start with whatever's closest to me. So this pattern is the Bristol Sampler, and it is in the May-June 2012 issue of the Gift of Stitching magazine. The designer is Waldechamps of WDC Designs, and I am doing this as a stitch-along. I'll show you it first, then I'll talk about it. So here's my progress. I finished the first page. I'm stitching this on 37 count Russian tea cake linen by Access Commodities, and I'm using Sulky thread in the colorway Royal Purple, 1 strand over 2. So I finished the first page of 12. I'm nowhere near completing this, but I'm really enjoying it. So I'm doing this as a stitch along with Tiffany of TiffinStitches, and just recently Yamir of AlmondMnMs joined in. You guys, you have to go check out her channel. So first of all, she's also recently started knitting, which I think is awesome. Second of all, she stitches everything over 1, and she stitches over 1 on insanely tiny counts. So she is stitching the Bristol Sampler along with us on 56 count 1/1. Like my mind can't even process how someone can do that, but she does, and it looks amazing. So I highly recommend go check out Yamir. Her YouTube channel, Flosstube channel, is called AlmondMnMs, as is her Instagram, and I'll link them both below. She is an amazing stitcher. Her projects are just beautiful. They're also teensy tiny, and they make me want to stitch everything 1/1. Then I realized that's not gonna be helpful with my eyes, so I can't, but I'll just vicariously live through her beautiful stitching. So that's the Bristol Sampler, Sal, and if you want to join in, why don't you? It's super fun. All right, the next piece I'm doing is also a stitch along. I'm just all about the stitch alongs lately. So this is the Hello Dear Mystery Stitch Along, hosted by Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and she very kindly provided me with the chart and kit for this pattern. So here was where I'm at. I finished the first 2 parts. I can't even get over these animals. They're so cute. So I finished the first 2 parts. I'm using the called for DMC on 28 count white even weave 2 strands over 2. So I'm just gonna give you a close up because that squirrel, I can't, he's so cute. And this robin. So part 3 has come out and it's this section. There's this adorable bunny. So I'm gonna get started on that probably this week. Part 4 comes out a week from Monday, so I have some time. What I've been doing basically is stitching the part the weekend before the next part comes out. So this is really fun though, and Caterpillar Cross Stitch also has an autumn tree called, I think it's called Hello Pumpkin, which I also need to stitch because it's super cute. And I heard a rumor she's coming out with a spring and summer tree. Not really much of a seasonal stitcher, but now I am because I'm obsessed with these, and now I need to just stitch all the seasonal things, so why not? Also, if I'm squinting, it's because I'm facing a window and it's very sunny outside, so apologies for that. Okay, next project is Etude by GallianaCrossStitch. I got another 5 squares done on this, and I am so close to finishing. But it's one of those pieces where I work on it and then I set it aside for like a month and then I pull it out again. I don't know why. I love it. I need to just finish it. I have 10 squares left to go. I finished 70. I'm so close. I'm stitching this with the called for DMC 2 over 2 on 36 count little bunny linen by Xstitchmd. It's just so pretty. I really like this and I can't wait to have this framed and on my wall. I just need to buckle down and finish it. Eventually, maybe this year, that'd be nice. Originally I was like, oh, I'll finish it this month. Yeah, no, got distracted by a million other things. Okay, next up is Cirque de Course by Ink Circles, which I got as a PDF download from their website. Here's where I'm at. I got a lot done on this. I just love this. I just love this. I can't even, I just have to stare at it. I'm stitching this 2 over 2 on 32 count white Zweigart Murano even weave with 2 strands, I guess I already said that, of Silks for You. And I believe the color is PH019, which is this gorgeous magenta pink color. So I'm pretty close to the edge. I think the edge is here, and that'll be about 2/3 of the way done. I just love this. I'm going to stitch, so there's a series. So there's Cirque de Course, which is Circus of Hearts. There's one for circles, there was one for triangles, and one for diamonds. And I'm gonna butcher the names because I don't remember them offhand, but I wanna stitch all of them. And my plan is to stitch one in like a dark purple, one in like an emerald green, and one like a royal blue. I wanna use like kind of jewel tones. So once I finish this one, I'm definitely gonna start one of the other ones. Super exciting. I really, really like this. And I also, I just have to show it again. I also love that every single heart has different motifs in it, like literally nothing is repeated. And it just makes it so, so fun to stitch. Also, this snail is so adorable. So yeah, Cirque de Course, highly recommend it. Ink Circles patterns are so much fun to stitch. Okay, my next one is a new start. So I've been knitting all the things lately and starting all the knitting things, so I needed a new cross stitch start. And this chart I had wanted to start for quite a while, and I feel like I had started it, oh, you know what, I'm lying. I think I did start it for my last video. I forget. Anyway, I started it this month, okay? And I worked on it again. So the pattern is called the AL Motif Sampler by Hello from Liz Matthews. And here's where I'm at. So I'm stitching it with the it calls for NPI silks, but Liz also gives a DMC conversion, and that's what I'm using. And I'm stitching it on 34 count Devonshire cream linen by Access Commodities. The linen color is kind of washed out. It's more, that's the color more there. I put in the year. I was very brave. This originally just had the number 18. I think later in the chart it says like 1836 or something, but I just substituted in 2020. Very brave of me, possibly very foolish of me, but we shall see. I'm really enjoying stitching this. The colors are soft and muted and just lovely. I really enjoyed stitching that motif there. I think it's super fun. So that is the AL Motif Sampler. Also, okay, if you have not checked out Liz Matthews, her designs, you need to, because she just released a pack of new designs, a whole bunch of new designs, and They are all so beautiful. I am obsessed with the new one, Glad Tidings, which is a Quaker winter sampler with a bunch of snowflakes. It is so beautiful. And then she's also doing an ongoing series, The 12 Days of Christmas, and she's released the first 3 so far. I need them. I need them. I need them now. I need them on my wall. I want all 12 of them in just like a nice little arrangement on my wall. Yes. So Liz, you just keep hitting it out of the park and just take my money, okay? Just take my money. All right, let's move on to knitting. So I already showed my 2 sock finishes. The other things I've been working on are 2 shawls. So the first one is the Softly Together shawl by Meju KP. And this was a mystery knit along over the summer, but it's now released as a full pattern, and I'm working on it now. So I have finished the first 3 sections and I'm working on the 4th. There's 5 sections together. I'll show you my yarn first. So this lovely gorgeousness is Lichen and Lace mohair in the colorway Amethyst, and it is perfection. This is Knit Picks Stroll in the colorway Rainstorm Heather, and this is Knit Picks Hawthorn in the colorway, I think it's called Improv. It's either Improv or Poetry Slam, I forget. If you look on my Ravelry, it will have the correct name. Okay, so I'll show you it in sections. So this was section 1, the mohair. Section 2, you added in this stripy bit. Section 3, more stripy bits. And section 4, we added in the kind of variegated color. So I don't know if I can, oh yeah, I guess I can kind of show it. So here's where it's at so far. I guess I'm showing it the wrong way. It's actually this way. So here, 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 here. So it'll be kind of worn like this when it's done. Or maybe I'll arrange it to the mohair. Also, oh my goodness, this is so soft. I love it. So yeah, so I still have quite a bit more to do on this section of this color, and it's really fun seeing how the yarn is like striping and pooling and doing all these fun things while I'm knitting it. I'm really enjoying this, and it's my first time with mohair and I am loving it. So yeah, so here's my Softly Together shawl, which is super fun. It's very long, but it's not very deep. I really, really like it. So that is that. Okay, the other shawl I'm working on is the Stephen West mystery knit along called Slipstravaganza. And if you are behind and have not, well, I'm behind too, so we're all in this together. If you have not seen parts 3 yet, part 3, 2, okay, I finished part 1, 2, and 3. So if you haven't seen those yet, close your eyes. If you have seen them or you don't care about spoilers, then feel free to look. I have not finished part 3 because I got distracted by other things. I have not further worked on part 3 or started part 4 yet because part 4 requires the use of 54 stitch markers, which I have in the mail coming from Etsy, and I'm just waiting for them to show up. So I'm kind of waiting for that before I move on. But I love this. It is so beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and show it. So close your eyes now if you don't want to be spoiled. All right, actually you can keep your eyes open because I'm going to show the yarn first. Sorry, I'm just all over the place, aren't I? Okay, my yarn. I don't have all of them with me, but okay. So the yarn I'm using is Estelle yarn in the colorway Orchid, I believe, and this is hand-painted sock. This is Loghouse Cabin yarn, no color name, but it's like in their speckled sock collection. This is Fleece Maiden Yarns, which is a local Halifax dyer, and this did not have a color name either, but it's their organic sock base. I'm also using Malabrigo Marchetta yarn in the colorway Natural, which is a single ply yarn. I don't have that one with me because I wasn't using it for this section. Okay, so I don't know if there's a way to do this without dropping all the stitches off my needle, which I just did. Okay. Let's start. So close your eyes now if you don't want to be spoiled, as I say it for the 10th time. So here is my section 1, which went into section 2, which was the bonus clue. Then we're into section 3, which was this diamond part. Section 4, which was this gorgeous slip stitch. And section 5, which I'm not quite finished yet, which was part 3, are these little triangles. So maybe I could show them here. So you have these little short row triangles that go all the way across, and I'm probably about halfway done with them. They're just, this whole pattern is just so beautiful, I can't even. So yeah, there's these short row triangles all across. This was also super fun to stitch with the slip stitches. I love this section with the diamonds, it's so beautiful. It's just, this whole thing is just absolutely gorgeous, and I can't wait to finish it and wear it, and yeah. So there is another part that's out, which is the border. So that's part 6, which is clue 4. It's very hard to keep track of, but anyway, so that's the part I have to finish, which is the border, and it is stunningly beautiful, and I can't wait. So that is my Slipstravaganza. Love, love, love it. And I just need to finish off those little triangles. All right, so that is my knitting I've been working on. I got some yarn haul. I'm kind of obsessed with Knit Picks yarn. Don't know if you've noticed, you probably have noticed. I knit with it a lot. It's really cheap. It's really good quality. They have free shipping to Canada if you spend over $75. So every time I order from them, gotta spend over $75. So one of my recent purchases from them is they came out, so they have something called the Sock Lab collection. So every couple months or so, they release a new collection of yarns that is limited edition, and it usually has something to do with the current season. So I got the, I want to say it was the Harvest collection. It's the Hawthorn Sock Lab Harvest collection or Halloween collection, something like that. So each of the skeins was $16.99 US, but if you bought them all 4 together, it was like 20% off or something. So I got all 4. Aren't they beautiful? Okay, I'll show you them each one by one because they're amazing. This one is called Spectre. Oh, it's so pretty. This one, which might possibly be my favorite, is called Pumpkin. And look at that. Oh, I just love it so much. So much. This one is called Bewitched. And this one is called Scarecrow, which is super fun. I like all the specklies in it. So yeah, so I got these 4. They're beautiful. Some of these, so this one most likely will become socks because of all of its colors and speckles. I'm thinking about working this one into a shawl, but I'll need some other colors with it. I was thinking like a brown and then maybe like an olivey green to make like a shawl. This one will probably also go into a shawl. And then this one, I haven't decided, but probably socks. So yeah, these are all superwash merino and nylon, and they are so pretty. And Knit Picks, you just hit it out of the park. Take my money like you already do. Okay, that is that yarn, and I just picked up some yarn today for a knit along that's starting on November 9th. It's hosted by Casapinka, and the pattern is called Sharon's Glamping Blanket, and it is so cute, and I just need it. So the pattern comes in, I think 4 or 5 different sizes, ranging from cat size all the way up to sofa size. So I'm gonna do the sofa size, and I loved the colors that she chose for it. And so I went to my local Michael's, and they had 25% off yarn, which was very exciting. So I got the yarn for it, and I used the same color palette as Casapinka because I loved it. And here's the yarn I got. So I'll show you all 4 of the colors together. So, you know, pretty similar to her palette. And so the yarn I chose was Charisma, which is a Michael's brand yarn. It is bulky weight, 97% acrylic, 3% other fiber. That's kind of sketchy. Who knows what that other fiber is? And 3 of the 4 colors I got are the tweed. So this one here is cream. This is honey. Love this color, love, love, love it. And this one is taupe tweed. And then the other color I got is not a tweed, it is the Charisma Sorbet. Who knows what that means? But it is, I think 100%, yeah, this one's 100% acrylic, no tweed in it. And this color is called Blossom. So yeah, I love how these colors go together. I'm super excited to start knitting this blanket. Casapinka actually has already released the pattern, so I might cast it on this week. We'll see. The knit along officially starts on November 6th, but she did release the pattern early if we wanted to get a head start, so I might need to do that because my fingers are just itching to get started on it. But what I need to do first is start my Winter Wonderland sale because I'm hosting it, so I should probably start it. I'm really excited to start that pattern though. There are two other things I wanted to talk about before the end of my video. So one is I discovered another new floss tuber. Her name is Alissa Jones. That's her channel name as well. And she is AJ Stitch on Instagram, I believe. And she has some gorgeous finishes. She is an amazing stitcher. She's a teacher, and her stitching is amazing. So I highly recommend you check out her videos. Alissa Jones on Flosstube. She's awesome. So good job, Alissa. Can't wait for your next video. The other thing I wanted to talk about is a new designer called GallianaCrossStitchDesigns. I'll link her below. She has some beautiful charts, so I'll just put up a couple pictures of some of them that I'm very tempted by. One is called the Bookshelf, and it is just so beautiful. She has a couple of other samplers, and I just need them all. They're just stunning. So check her out. She has an Etsy shop, and she has an Instagram account where she's posting her patterns. They're amazing. I need them all. I just need more time in the day to do everything I want to do, right? Like, I had enough to do when I just had my stitching, but now with knitting as well, and then, working full-time and all of that, trying to balance it all. But I just love that I have a hobby that brings me so much joy, and I know it brings so much joy to a lot of you as well. So hope you have a wonderful weekend working on whatever crafty project you happen to be working on. I'll see you in 2 weeks, and I can't wait to see all of your progress on the Winter Wonderland Stitch Along. So make sure to hashtag Winter Wonderland SAL, and I will love if you would tag me in it as well. So that way I make sure I see it. Anyway, take care everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye.